Okay. So, anybody know what it would take to close a portal to another dimension? Just maybe asking for a friend. Huh. Okay. Good evening. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's Friday night. And you know what that means. It's time for SciFridays. As always, I'm your host, the Captain. Bringing you the best. I use that term loosely. The best in sci-fi from the good old days. Let's put it that way. So, as always, SciFriday is brought to you by RU Game, the best comic book, collectible, magic, video game, toy store located at 124 North Sunset Drive, Piqua, Ohio, 45356. So, I've been working on some other projects. Got some really cool stuff coming up. I'm always going. My brain's going 100 mile an hour every moment, every day. I don't sleep real well. I get up early, go to bed late. I work on projects on the outside. I do 3 shows a week. Plus, I run my own business. Plus, I take care of my kid. Plus, I take care of the house. Plus, I spend time with my wife. Plus, I spend time with my friends. Plus, I spend time doing other stuff. Because I don't sleep. Probably should lay off all the extra stuff I've been doing. Because you just don't know what will happen. I think I might have let something out. Hopefully I didn't. Yeah. Alright. So, I know what you guys are saying. I keep bringing you some really good shows. You guys are really liking it. And you guys seem to love Outlaws. I'm getting nothing but praise for Outlaws. I like this show too. And like I said, it is, I don't know if it's sci-fi, but it's sci-fi adjacent, if anything. So we are really close. So I'm going to bring you this week's episode of Outlaws. And it is Hymns. So enjoy Outlaws.
Outlaws, sponsored by Mountain Grown.
One of its own, engaged in illegal activities like gambling.
Oh, this isn't gambling. I like to think of this as applied science.
How's the leg, Walter? It'll do.
In New York City today.
Hell, Holly, you should ask the horse how his teeth are biting into such springy meat.
Come on, cards in. Cards in. Okay, what is it, winners?
Popular television evangelist Sister Rachel was attacked by an unidentified knife-wielding assailant. Her longtime chauffeur, George Parrish, was killed as he tried to protect her.
What
The attack took place
thunderation
outside
is the
her
minister of the
television
word
studio
doing with a chauffeur?
Are you in or out, Wilson?
Flight plan to glory.
I'm out.
God, when I got up this
Chauffeur.
that I was going to raise $100,000 before we went off the air tonight. Are you going to make a liar out of me? Are you going to get me in trouble with God?
Shortly after the
Hogwash.
attack on Sister Rachel, this station's New York affiliate, WDBX, received a handwritten death threat from a person or persons claiming responsibility for the attack. On the message was drawn this symbol. Its meaning is unclear.
Boys, he's back. Crossing swords. Come here.
What?
Remember? Crossing swords, New Orleans. Look here.
Billy! Billy, get in here!
Look
at this.
For the last 6 years, he leaves a wife and 2 children. Sister
him.
Rachel, who was
Crossing swords.
Muhammad, rose to evangelical prominence in 1980 when her nationally syndicated television program premiered. Since that time, she has been among the most
John, what's going on?
We got a pack, Maggie. Business, personal. You got any police connections in New York City?
Sister, you're a media star. And media stars have to expect things like this.
Not a media star, Lieutenant Ross. I'm just a simple woman spreading the word.
You get fan mail.
Yes, I get fan mail, sir.
Rachel, love, can we see you on the couch?
Do people send you money? You write books. Promote them on your own TV show that's shown in most of the Western world.
In order to reach the greatest number of people, it's important for me.
The reasons are irrelevant. We're talking media stars. And media stars attract a lot of things, including maggots. There's no shortage of that product in this town. They're out there raping, robbing, murdering every day, every week, every year. And they outnumber the cops 50 to 1. We will do the best we can. But the simple fact of the matter is the city of New York does not have sufficient manpower to provide you with a 24-hour guard. Hire a couple of goons.
What do you guys want? Can't you gentlemen see that we're trying to conduct a rehearsal here?
Sorry to come storming in on you like this, Sister Rachel, but we all felt that this just couldn't wait.
What couldn't wait?
Wolfson? This is Wolfson Lucas, man. We figured he was going to do the talking for us because he was a man of the cloth himself, kind of. Although he ain't been real busy at it lately.
In fact, we traveled all the way up here to offer you our services.
What are you guys? Have gun will travel or something?
You know, it's always easier to speak politely, especially when you're outnumbered 5 to 1, friend.
Fair enough. But why should Sister Rachel want your services? Seems like your friend Deputy Randall has quite a bit of credibility with Chief Swanson.
She's a very credible individual, mister.
Yeah, right. So, Chief says you got something on this psycho with a knife.
What we know is very simple.
6 months ago, down in New Orleans, there was a man, a murdering human outrage of him. Man that took the life of a TV preacher.
We were hired by the family to find the killer, and we did almost do that. But he was a very smart fella, and he was very lucky.
In the end, he slithered us, went off a bridge into the Mississippi. The authorities wrote it off, closed the case on us.
Yeah, they'll do that.
We'll hook them this time.
Oh, you can depend on it.
Not this year, I won't.
I hear Texas, is that right?
Why, yes, ma'am.
Is it true what they say about Texans?
Well,
They say a lot of things about Texas, ma'am. What do you got in mind?
Only that when all else fails, you can rely on them.
I reckon that's us, ma'am.
My advice to you is forget these cowboys. Hire a couple of professionals.
The point is that if the New York police won't help me, It looks as if Texas will. But he used a knife to smash the glass. Oh, that's when I saw the tattoo on his arm. It was a cross and swords. Well, then the security guard came, he had a gun, and the man ran away.
The reason that fellow was limping was because back in New Orleans, I shot him in the calf.
Well, that makes it simple. Why don't you boys just go on out there and shoot anybody with a limp? Is that your plan?
Want to ease back, mister? We got Mr. Wolfson Lucas here to look after the sister. We'd like to look around your great big city. Like you to come along, if you're of a mind.
Well, I'm not of a mind.
And neither am I, Mr. Grail.
What? Excuse me, ma'am. Now, you listen. You're closer to this lady than any of us, spiritually speaking.
John, spiritually speaking, I'm about as close to this lady as Jackass is to a thoroughbred.
And it is easy to see which one is called Wolfson Lucas.
Now look, Mr. Pike, bad leg or not.
That's the reason that you should be the one who stays, Mr. Wolf.
Right, absolutely. Right, what? Absolutely. What? Bad leg, that's what? Stands to reason. I'll tell you what stands to reason, John.
It was good to see you go along with us now, Wolfson.
What stands to reason? I still got one good leg, and John, come here, come. Whoa.
Ma'am, Mr. Lucas would be more than proud to stay.
Lieutenant, are you coming with us?
What's the point?
Well, it ain't our policy to wait for the Comanches to attack.
Well, this is one Comanche. He's going to be attacking your young butt in a minute.
It has something to do about it being part of your job.
My job has nothing to do with babysitting you hayseeds, brother.
Well, I wonder how your boss would feel about that kind of helpful attitude, Lieutenant.
Now, you see, mister, we're new to this territory, and we need a good guide. It's not like this talk of babysitters. And Chief Deputy Swanson did say that you were the best man for the job. After you, mister. Excuse us, ma'am.
You ever think of going into politics?
Not since I give up a life of crime.
Ma'am?
You're in good hands, sister. Really appreciate what you
John,
do.
would you get out of here?
On our way.
Yes, I hear you. The one called Sister Rachel is a false prophet. And I shall wield the sword against her. For the sword is me, and I am thy tool. The sword is me, and she will die.
We're in Boston at world-famous Maison Robert restaurant, and we're secretly replacing Robert's freshly ground.
Calling in again, Ross?
Do you recognize it or not?
No, never saw it.
You're a liar.
Then why bother asking?
I was hoping for a miracle. Like you developed some character or something.
No chance. Now get out of my shop and take these crackers with you.
Excuse me, ma'am.
I beg your pardon?
What?
We need your help, mister. You understand that?
Not your back talk. Your help.
Get out of my shop.
What's going on here? What is this?
I don't like cops.
We ain't the law, mister. We're not the law per se, but we are private lawmen.
We're looking for a killer. It sure is sin you don't want to suffer for him. And as long as we don't find him, it's certain he's going to kill again. And that fact makes us kind of short-tempered. Do you understand that,
Look, I'm just here getting this little...
Excuse us, Miss. You just sit right here. This is only going to take a minute.
We're looking for a man with a tattoo just like the one Lieutenant Ross showed you.
Listen, I didn't do that tattoo. I did another for the guy. Here, to cover his tracks. The guy had more tracks than the B&O Railroad.
What's he saying? You know, we just don't get your drift, mister.
IV drug user. Pops mainline. Injection, capiche? Smack shooter.
So whatever he injects into his arm is what gives him the tracks.
Yeah. Collapsed blood vessels. Where you guys from anyway? Texas or the moon?
Well, all right. What does this fellow with the railroad tracks look like?
It's a white guy, former junkie, vain about his veins. I mean, I don't know. I only see the work I'm doing, not the bearer of same.
Thank you, mister.
It's been a pleasure, mister.
Looks like we got something.
Got nothing.
What?
Tattoos that cover tracks ain't nothing new. You got any idea how many junkies there are in this town who use tattoos to cover tracks?
You don't even want to try, do you, Ross?
Now, hold it, Bill, hold it. John, you recall when we were in San Francisco, the place on the Barbary Coast?
Where them drug fanciers got together?
Opium parlors. Chinese call it the Cave of Dreams.
Yeah?
You know, that's what it was. That's an opium parlor.
My luck is running true to form, like I'm hooked up with the James gang or something. Like you guys must have just stepped off a damn time machine.
Mister, we're just new in town is all. We need a little help. And you don't have to call in again so soon, now do you? I'll buy you one later.
Supplier of junk this side of town. If our man's a user, the scum will know him. Forget it, he made us! He made us, I tell ya!
Jump out and run the inside, John.
This way, boys. Don't you dare smile at anyone.
No. Oh, no.
Fool tried to stick us, so I had to tap him one. Should have been there, Harlan.
Yeah, well, it ain't nothing compared to what John and I just seen.
In there? What?
You wouldn't want to know, son.
Come on. Come on up. That up, boy.
Oh. Bingo. Caught you with the goods.
Oh, come on, Ross. That's junk.
It's all junk. You're junk.
Oh, inferior quality, man. I'm telling you, that's nothing.
Enough to put you in the tombs again. Unless you sing a song we want to hear and sing it sweet.
What do you need? Oh, man, don't do that. Just tell me what you need. I'm cooperating. Come on.
User. White. Cross. 2 swords. Burning swords. Right forearm.
White guy, huh? Cross and 2 swords. Okay. Oh, man, come on. Don't. All right, look. I've sold him, okay? I've seen the arm. I don't know. He's some kind of weirded-out religious freak or something like that, but I don't know his name. Oh, Ross, come on, man. I swear I do not know his name. Would you just wait a minute? Look, I know somebody who does, okay? Mackie Parks, he's a snitch, but he does not like you, man. He won't come out for you.
And with good reason. But he will come out for you, won't he? Call him. Tell him to meet you in the park, half hour. Pumping station. Where's the nearest phone?
My car?
Sister Rachel doesn't have time anymore to do this.
Oh, that's evident. She don't even write her own name.
Sister Rachel Ministries, may I help you? Yes, we have every sermon Sister Rachel's given on the air available on cassette. You must call our toll-free 800 number to order. God bless.
Now, I think that we should take more of the stage when you get to the emotional bridge in the sermon. The audience loves it when you do that.
Really?
Oh, yes.
We've all heard the enemies of joy tell us that faith is obsolete, that God is dead, that there's no reason any longer to be good, that fear rules the world now. Lord knows I feel it's true sometimes. Lord knows there are times when I feel that faith and courage are too much to ask a human being in these times of upheaval. And I doubt, then. I'm lost in the darkness of my own human terror.
Rachel. Whoa, hold it, love. Sister Rachel never doubts. It's simply not in the script.
I know. I just felt it was the right thing to say. Because
he himself doubted. Because the night they came for him, to kill him, even he shook with fear. Father, if it be thy will.
Then let this cup pass from me.
Yes.
Rachel, love. Our format is 45 minutes, 29 seconds, less commercial breaks. The script is designed to fit inside those commercial breaks. Any deviation, and we're in the hole. Besides, this confessional kind of thing, it isn't really the right tone now, is it, love? It's a downer.
All right, Art. I understand.
Well, I don't.
Hiya, sister. God, what traffic, what a mess. Ready for our little photo session, huh? You look terrific. I mean, terrific.
Got it? Sure. Good stuff. Hadn't even been stepped on.
Hello, Mackie.
Afternoon, ma'am. talk long, but if you just let me borrow your horse, I got some heroics that need performing.
Get up on him.
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can I borrow your rope? Thank you. I'll have it right back to you.
Being with you guys ain't my idea of a good time.
No? Well, I just had me a hell of a good time.
Hit that firewater in the middle of the day will wear a body down, Lieutenant. And that's a fact.
What are you, McAdams, my mother?
Try a brother, Lieutenant.
You feel we're interfering, mister, you're right.
But he only practices on people he likes, so.
Did you get tired of busting me, Ross? You creep!
No bust this time. Information.
Looking for a man who's got a tattoo on his arm, looks like that. Right here.
Another one to cover up his other arm. Cover up his tracks. He was, or he still is, a smack shooter, mainliner.
Yeah. So what else is new? Okay, I'll give you a name. Joshua.
Place of residency will cost you.
You just keep both hands on that fella, will you? You gotta put in for Billy. Josh?
As soon as I get away from him, I shot right over here, man. I got a good 15 minutes on him.
You gave them an incorrect address.
Yeah, those old blown-out warehouses end of the block.
Why did you give them anything at all?
What? Hell, man, it's like I told you. I mean, Ross is with those cowboys. You know, the ones you told me about in New Orleans? I mean, the ones almost did a number on you. So, I says to myself, Mackie, this is Joshua's chance to do a number on them. And I was right, wasn't I? I mean, that's what you're gonna do, right?
Why do me any favors at all, Mackie?
You're my friend, man, ain't you? I mean, you've been good to me. You let me crash here, right? And you've taken care of me when I was sick, and you let me help out when you do your preaching, you know, stuff like that. Well, I want to help you some more. And I want to kill that nigger cop, that Ross.
You've already shot up what they paid you, haven't you?
Yeah. I am cooking, man. Cooking.
You should stop, Mackie. For good like me. Be clean, be pure, and invincible.
I will, Joshua, I promise. No, really, I'll quit. Soon.
Like hounds from hell, these men plague us. But today, we shall destroy them and be free to do his bidding. Do you understand, Mackie?
Yeah, they're gonna die, right?
That's enough. Yes. Good.
The Ninja.
Hader Lee tonight at 11 for News Center 12.
The classic ghetto environment, gentlemen. This was our playground. The hospital where I was born, 3 blocks that way. Handles more crime-related injuries and deaths than all the boroughs in New York City put together. This place makes Hell's Kitchen look like a French cafe.
This is why you wanted to make the stop in the saloon on the way over?
Right. But Albert Ross, he clawed his way out of the garbage. Albert Ross showed the people down here that all you have to do is put your nose to the grindstone, fight.
Appears to me you came out of it all right.
Oh, yeah. Right. I got on the police department. I towed the line. I won citations for efficiency and valor. Never took a bribe. Never affected a damn thing. This never changes. This is still the same. When my wife left me and took the kids, I moved back down here. Kind of figured it was only right.
Coming back here? Couldn't be right.
Yeah, well, I have my pension soon, and that'll make it all right. In the meantime, I got my bottle. Being a good guy to you out-of-town gunfighters.
Well, now, that's real interesting, Lieutenant Ross, but we do have a killer to catch.
What's your problem, Mr. Lucas? I really appreciate you and the others coming all this way to help out. But if you've got something on your chest, please get it off.
All right, both barrels. What's being a TV personality and all this finery have to do with having heard the call?
I work hard for it.
Oh, yes, ma'am, I've been witnessing that. But it's always been my experience that if you want to get a little closer to the Lord, you get a little lower to the ground, if you follow my meaning.
I follow your meaning, and I resent it. Who are you to pass judgment? Oh, that's right, you're a preacher, aren't you? A man of the cloth. I suppose you received the call through divine intervention.
In a manner of speaking. Yes, ma'am, I surely did.
Fascinating story, but I'm not in the mood to hear it. Just don't oversimplify a situation that you know nothing about.
How can I oversimplify it when it's so simple in the first place? It's about feelings, Rachel. Feelings. I felt it once, and I never forgot it. Never. Play?
I used to. I don't have time anymore.
Seems like you don't have time for a lot of things anymore. Why don't you, come on over, let me play you some. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost. Whatever happened to the Sister Rachel that went to that wretched place and helped those little children? I'm sorry, Rachel. I'm just a big-mouthed fool. I don't know when to shut up.
Those children died. And many more just like them. They died because we couldn't raise the money for supplies, and when we finally did, oh, God. Official corruption did the rest. Generals took the food to feed their troops.
And the people in Camp 31, Archangel of the Serengeti, died. I made a vow then, Mr. Lucas, that I would gather some power unto myself to create an organization strong enough to deal with politics, greed, anything. But I was wrong. Because when I gained the money and the power,
He was afraid to give it up and go back to doing what you do best.
and what is that, Mr. Lucas?
People, Rachel, people. Not an electronic audience, but people. People in pain. People who are lost. People that you can reach out to and touch and weep with and save. And in the process, Rachel, in the process, save yourself.
Nada. Not a damn thing.
Same inside. Mackie must have fed us a bum scoop.
You know, I still don't always understand what you're saying, mister. But I don't like this.
Well, if this Joshua dude ever was here, he's not here now.
Well, Albert, looks like you're gonna have to see this through, pension or no pension.
What the hell are you talking about?
Bill, you feel what I feel?
Yep. Belly snapping case of the low-rolling fidgets.
Isaiah, this smells to high heaven.
It's not just the garbage.
Well, you mind telling me what the hell's going on here?
You ever see yourself a better place for an ambush, mister?
Like a man-made box canyon.
Come on, guys.
Hey, we've been bushwhacking before, mister. Hey, don't forget how that feels.
Hey, idiots, get out of here! You idiot! You might as well send them invitations!
Go!
Right!
Let's go. Ice. Billy and I'll get him back of him.
I'm gonna call for more men.
The sword is me and I am thy tool. The sword is me, and I am thy tool. The sword is me, and I am thy tool.
My dandruff shampoo is good.
I've got to get back to what I do best. There'll be hell to pay because of it. Trouble?
You know, Rachel, sometimes what I think is trouble maybe is a godsend in disguise.
Yes. I believe that now. Dear Wilson.
Hello, Wolf Lucas here. Who are you? Huh? Yeah. Right. Is that you, John?
That's all, wait, that's it! Do you hear me?
Well, do we hear you?
I think so, don't you?
We hear you! 30 minutes!
That's not enough time. I gotta call for more help on this. SWAT team, negotiators.
Negotiating ain't gonna change that boy's addled brain. He believes, and he's gonna go down believing.
You got enough people already, mister. Any more, and this fella's gonna snap.
Correct. We scouted the building. We know where he's holding the girl, so...
So what? He'd kill her before. And how come you never call me Lieutenant, Mr. Grail?
'Cause the only lieutenants I ever knew were in the cavalry and almost got me killed. He's here at Wolfson, too. Good, let's go.
Who's here? Grail. Grail.
Yeah, he's an excitable fellow, that lieutenant, but I kind of like him.
Yeah, he's just seen too much pain too fast. Everything today is just too tight, too compressed. It's interesting, but a little morbid, maybe.
Lord, Isaiah, would you give your head a rest? Body can't make a simple observation without you carving.
Mr. Pike, you know...
20 minutes! You hear me out there? 20 minutes left!
Ma'am, he's asking for you. He says he released the girl if you give yourself up to him. Now, I know it's mighty dangerous for you. Put yourself in his hands, but we've got a plan.
A humdinger. That's it. That does it. No more. A plan? A humdinger of a plan? Put her in his hands? Are you nuts? Are you out of your rabbit-sized brains?
Will he kill the girl if he doesn't get me, Lieutenant? Mr. Grail?
He will.
And there's no other choice, is there, Wilson?
There never is, Rachel.
That's unadulterated bull. It's my choice here. No one else's. I'm not going to toss everything I've got out the window. The brass will eat me alive for this kind of thing.
I'm not putting myself in his hands. I'm putting myself in yours. Because I believe in you. Don't you think it's about time that you believed in something too? Like Albert Ross.
Thank you. Ross! I want you to, Ross! Please, Joshua. Please.
You heard him, Ross. Come join this false prophet. Unarmed, or the girl dies.
Well, looks like I might retire sooner than I figured. Stay cool, cowboy.
Stay that way yourself, Albert.
Keep the faith.
That's it. Come on. Come on. Shall become reality.
His word is love, not hatred and murder.
You are a false prophet.
Don't be stupid. If you kill us, you have no protection.
As long as you go with me, big man, it'll be worth it. Now, Joshua. Now, let's do it now.
Yes.
Oh, I feel like I've been kicked by a dozen mules all at the same time. Well, Lieutenant, I think this here bulletproof contraption works.
You know, under normal circumstances, I don't want to drink now. Bad. But I don't. I'm not even thirsty.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
Amen.
I wish you'd reconsider me taking you to the airport, Wolfson.
Well, I appreciate it, Rachel, but I'm not much on this flying stuff, and I'd hate for you to see a grown man cry.
Africa and Texas are a long way away from one another.
That's the almighty truth.
There'd be an awful lot of work to do out there for everyone. Are you sure that you don't want to come along?
I'm not sure at all, Rachel. But I came a long way through hell, fire, and lightning to find my own true path, and... well, in here I feel like I found it.
The offer will always be open, Wolfson.
Goodbye to you, Sister Rachel. And God bless you.
Sister Rachel? Wolfson?
Brother Wolf, where would you like us to send your mail?
Oh, very funny, Mr. McAdams. I really love your New Orleans fine, high sense of humor. Ha ha. Now get out of here.
Me now, you hear?
I hear.
Heal the wound and save the soul, sister.
Scientists experimenting in deepest space have released a deadly new life form.
Frank, what's happening?
Where'd you say that distress call was coming from?
From a research lab on the planet Phaebon.
We don't have sufficient reason to terminate the experiment.
Are you telling me this is a false alarm?
It is not a monster.
What the hell do you call it?
I think it's time I took a look at your monster.
He's a fool if he thinks he can stop it.
Rick, you're too weak.
I am not weak. I'm dead.
Mark Singer in Dead Space.
In a hidden fortress concealed by impenetrable jungle dwells Dr. Abbott Reeves, a brilliant but devious scientist with the power to create.
Help the mandroid from the cage, Takala.
Any malfunctions? I had some trouble with this. Feels like a delay in the neurosynapse trigger.
And the will to destroy.
Move its memory, then dismantle it. It's half human.
He must be eliminated. Colonel Nora Hunter has the brains to mastermind the operation.
You need a full-time mechanic, my friend.
Fontana, the river rat.
What are you doing?
I saw this in a movie once.
When he finds himself in a tight spot, someone else has to pick up the pieces. Kuji, the ninja. He has the martial skills to destroy his enemies. The Mandroid. More machine than man. His special powers will determine whether or not they survive.
We got robots. We got cavemen. We got kung fu. What is this anyway? Some kind of damn comic book?
It is the most perilous journey any one of them has undertaken. And once they reach their destination, they face the most awesome power on Earth.
You don't understand. Soon I shall rule the world.
It will take all their combined skills to defeat him. Each one is the ultimate specialist in his field. Together, they are the Eliminators.
Hey, hope you're liking this week's episode. This week's episode of Outlaws. Hope you're still liking Outlaws. I'm going to keep bringing it till I run out of episodes because you guys seem to like it so much. So, I'm going to bring you something different, something we've already aired, but we're going to do it. We're going to double down on this one a little bit. Doing sitcoms, sci-fi-esque sitcoms. You know, I did Out of This World, which is what we're bringing you now, and I'm going to bring you something else. But first, we're going to bring you Out of This World. You know, I like this show. It was fun back in the day. They always had the kids with the superpower shows and stuff like that going on. And like I said, you know, I was at that age when this show dropped. And again, the fact I was by myself a lot when I was a kid, you know, I tend to gravitate towards TV shows. Watching movies and stuff like that, and this one got me. And not gonna lie, like I said, cute girl, one. You know, that's not saying nothing because you know I was pretty much the exact same age as she was when I was watching this show. So it caught me right at that moment. But here you guys go. This is Out of This World. Enjoy.
As unique as you or me.
It's great. You wouldn't believe the screaming fit I had with my mom. I had to throw 11 tantrums before she let me get it.
Tantrums don't work with my mom. Last time I had one, she asked me to do it again so she could videotape it.
Evie, are you all right? I don't know. I feel sick.
This is Friday. Kids never get sick on Friday.
Especially when there's a 50th sock hop at the end of it. Evie, should we get your mom?
No, she worries if I sweat too much in gym class.
Well, then okay, I know exactly what to do. Okay, take your head and put it between your legs. Now grab your ankles and take a deep breath every 2 seconds. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out.
Wait, what's this for?
Morning sickness.
I'm just feeling sick. I'm not pregnant.
What was that?
It's nothing.
Nothing? I just heard you say the P word. What's going on?
She feels sick.
Sick? You don't have a fever.
I'll be okay.
Eve?
I'm okay. I just feel weak.
I'm taking you home. Come on.
I hope you feel better. Will you be at the dance this afternoon?
No.
Yes.
I brought you some tea, sweetheart. This will make you feel better.
Mom, I'm all right, honest.
No, you're not. You were queasy all the way home.
Because of your driving. You drove through all the traffic signals.
Honey, those lights were yellow.
Stop signs weren't.
All right. I get a little worried when you're sick. Eve, you're half alien. Who knows what kind of illness you could get? That must be the doctor. Oh, I'm sure you'll be fine. Drink your tea. We'll be right up.
Hi, Mrs. G. We came to see Evie.
Oh, what for? Shock therapy?
We were on our way to the dance.
Hey, how's Evie? She gonna die, is she?
No, she's just resting. Oh, Dr. Stockman, come in.
Yes. Hi, I'm sorry I'm late. I had to stop by Mrs. Whitman. She thinks she has gout.
I thought she had consumption.
No, that was last week. That was after I cured her of the enteropathy she thought she had.
Where did she ever come up with enteropathy?
From the Donahue show. Oh, well, it looks like I made it just in time. These children look awful.
We're not sick. Hey, man, that's the real gone look of the 50s. We're tuned in, Daddy-o.
I don't believe it. The screwed-up kids of today trying to look like the screwed-up kids of 30 years ago. Where's Evie?
Oh, she's upstairs. I made her go to bed.
Bed. Mother's medicine.
Tell Evie I'll see her tomorrow, okay?
Oh, Lindsay, take some of this and call me in the morning.
What is it?
Makeup remover.
Is she all right?
It's 85 degrees. It's incredibly low.
What do you mean low?
Oh, relax. We start to worry when she gets below room temperature.
What?
Well, her pulse rate seems slow.
Stop humming. How slow?
That's 1. 2. 2.5. Is she always like this?
Oh, she's usually just fine.
3. I'm going to give her a more thorough examination.
That's cold.
Yes, well, so are you. You take a deep breath. And again.
What is it?
Evie, you must be freezing.
No, I'm fine.
Believe me, you are freezing.
Now?
Now.
What'd you want me to do that for?
Eve, something very strange is going on with your face.
I'm not turning into a lizard, am I? Ah! Blue dots! How gross! Mom, what is it?
Don't panic. There's no need to panic. I'm in total control. I have been preparing myself for just such an emergency for years. I know exactly what to do.
What?
Call your father. Well, I mean, this must be a disease from his planet.
No, Mom. What if it's Antarian acne?
Evie, call him, quickly.
Dad?
Hi, Evie. How's it going?
Dad, are you busy?
No, I was just peeling a Farnham.
What's that?
It's kind of like an orange, only it's the size of a Winnebago.
Evie, would you ask him about the blue dots?
Dad, my face is all covered with blue dots.
Sounds like you got the measles, honey. Antarian style.
Measles? What do we do?
Not much you can do, really. A little fluorinium will help.
Fluorinium? Okay, ask Daddy where to get it.
Mom wants to know where we get it.
I usually get mine from Doc. He runs a little pharmacy 3 planets down from Pluto.
Wonderful. I'll call NASA, have them pick some up for us.
Now, don't worry, Evie. Just get some rest. It'll be gone in 48 hours. I love you. I love you too, Donna.
At least we know it's only measles, huh? We'll just have to sit it out for the next 48 hours.
What about Dr. Stockman?
We can't let him see the blue dots. He'll get suspicious.
What? He doesn't know I'm half alien.
Eve, on this planet, blue dots on anything other than the end of a flashbulb is a big conversation piece.
Then what do we do with him?
Well, cover yourself up. Then you'll start time again, and I'll usher him out. Wait. I've always wanted to do that. It's okay, Edie. Just cover up. It'll be okay.
Boy, I gotta get this thing fixed.
Well, Doctor, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it.
Yes, well, I haven't finished examining Evie yet. Where is she?
She's under the covers. Shh. She fell asleep.
Well, we mustn't let her get overheated, must we? What in the name of the Mayo Clinic is this?
You mean those birthmarks?
This is amazing. You know, this tops the rash I saw, one shaped like a jacuzzi.
Rash. You know, she gets this all the time. It comes, it goes.
You know, in all my years of doctoring, I have only heard of one other case.
Another case of blue dots?
Yes, a couple of years ago, I read about it in the medical journal. Was a child, must have been about Evie's age, come to think of it.
What? That's impossible. This is an alien disease. Well, I mean...
Alien? No. I think this kid was an American. This will make me rich. I'm going to write up Evie's case for the New England Medical Journal. Now, you stay right here. I'm going to go check this out, make special arrangements for a room at the hospital. No, this is going to put my name on the medical map. Ha!
I told you it would be okay.
Another case of blue dots? Is it contagious?
Well, how do I know, Bino? What do you say about a disease that comes in decorator colors?
Can I come rest down there? I'm lonely.
Oh, all right, honey. Oh, Eve, bring your father. I want to ask him something.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the trim in here, okay?
No, Phil, the blue trim goes outside.
I know.
Then why do you want to do the blue trim inside?
The light's better in here.
Phil.
Okay, but don't blame me for what happens. Blue is a tough color to see in the dark.
Hey, how you doing, kid?
Little better. I got some sleep.
Good.
Honey, lie down. Eve, call your father. I want to ask him about this other case of blue dots.
Okay. Dad?
Hi, darling. How you feeling?
Little better. Dad, the doctor who was here happened to see my blue dots.
I bet that freaked him out, huh?
Sort of. He said he read about a case of exactly the same thing. It was a child who was about my age.
Oh, I was afraid of that.
What?
Afraid of what, Dad?
Listen carefully, honey. When I crashed on Earth many years ago, it wasn't because my ship malfunctioned. It was because I was shot down by Krangle the Skull Basher.
He never told me that.
I never told your mother that.
Probably didn't want me to worry.
I didn't want her to worry.
Who's Krangle the Skull Basher?
Kind of like Darth Vader, only nastier. He's an enemy. He wanted to prevent me from getting help from the other galaxy and followed me from the Triad planets.
But you got away.
Yeah, I got away, but I never knew what happened to him. He may still be on Earth, and just as I found your mother, Krangle may also have found someone to love.
Where? In a motorcycle gang?
The child with the blue dots is probably Krangle's. Evie, no one must know about your blue dots. Otherwise, Krangle will know I have a daughter on Earth.
Wonderful.
Please be careful, sweetheart. Take care.
Oh, Eve, honey, don't worry about it. I'm sure everything will be fine.
I know. All we have to do is keep my blue dots a secret.
Right. I'll get it. Hello? Doctor, no, don't do that. Dr. Stockman. He's on his way over here with an ambulance to take Evie to the hospital.
So much for our secret.
It's a full house.
No.
But everyone's welcome.
You did not say that Scruffy was a pig.
You didn't ask.
It's a place.
I got it! I can get cured before they get here.
Honey, that won't be for 2 days. He called an ambulance, not a stagecoach.
It's a snap. I'll stop time except for you, Mom, and me. We'll wait it out for 2 days until my blue dots to disappear. And then I'll unfreeze time.
Eve, I cannot allow you to stop an entire planet for merely a case of measles. On the other hand, go for it. I guess it's the three of us against the world.
Yeah. Well, let's settle in and watch some TV, huh?
Oh, okay.
Oh, we can't. With time frozen, there's no television.
Can you imagine Wheel of Fortune? Vanna White stuck turning the letter F.
No TV? Well, what are we going to do for entertainment?
Hey, we can entertain ourselves. Sure, we can sing songs, we can write letters, we can read poetry, we can do crossword puzzles, we can crochet, we can converse. Do you remember conversation?
Yeah. Like I said, what are we going to do for entertainment?
Mom's right. We've got each other.
Yeah, and there's plenty of food. I've got practically a whole turkey in the refrigerator.
Now that's entertainment. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, boardwalk, bingo! And with a hotel and a house, that means you owe me $2,400. Pay.
I don't have it.
Then I'll have to foreclose on your property and send you to jail, little miss.
Isn't this fun, honey?
No, Uncle Beano won all my money.
Movie.
4 words.
Total concept.
Death Race 2000.
E. Total concept. Wait. Behind. Thumb. Thumb behind. The hitchhiker.
Forward. Point ahead. Driving ahead.
My mother, the car.
Smokey and the Bandits parts 1, 2, and 3.
I bet.
It was a good clue. Back to the future.
It was a good clue, Beano. We just couldn't get it.
This is boring.
Well, at least it passed some time. And we played games, read poetry, sang songs, poured our guts out to each other, played charades. Must have killed a lot of time.
About an hour and a half.
How do you know?
That's how long it takes me to eat a turkey.
So, Mom, what do we do now?
Well, I thought that we could.
You know, this might be just the time for a man's input. How about a little poker?
I don't know how to play poker.
Yeah, we didn't know how to play charades either, but we played it. You'll learn.
Okay, 7-card anaconda. 7 cards down. You hold 4. Pass 3 to the right. Play your best 5 cards. High low.
Boy, she learns fast.
Hey, you guys. This is boring.
I'll see your jacks. I'll raise your... Oh, what time is it?
You've been asleep a couple hours.
Oh, I'm hungry.
Eve, take off your visor.
What's wrong?
They're gone. The blue dots are gone.
Well, it hasn't been 2 days yet.
Oh, I don't care. The evidence is gone, and now we don't have to worry about this Krangle coming over to bash in our skulls.
Okay, I'll unfreeze time.
Good. Everything's back to normal.
Yeah.
Here comes Dr. Stockman with the ambulance.
Okay, now, Evie, what are you going to say when he asks you about the blue dots?
What blue dots?
That's my girl.
Ah, Dr. Stockman, come on in.
Thank you. How's Evie?
What blue dots?
Not yet. She's so much better.
Oh, good. I found that article in the journal about that other blue dot case. It's wonderful. There's no cure.
Dots? What are you talking about, Doctor?
The blue dots on Evie's face. Oh, there she is. My little ticket to fame. Evie, where are the blue dots that were all over your face?
Evie, now.
Oh, what blue dots?
All over your face. I know I saw blue dots. I saw blue dots.
Yeah, well, maybe you ought to get your eyes checked, Doc.
You don't understand. You see, if there are no blue dots, there goes my chance for fame and recognition. My spot on the Carson show, it's all gone.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Doctor. Well, maybe another terrible disease will come along and cheer you right up.
The good ones are taken. Well, at least there's Mrs. Whitman. She thinks she has bubonic plague.
Doctor? What were you saying about that case in the journal of blue dots?
Yeah, somewhere in Wyoming, a young boy named Brian Krangle. I know I saw blue dots.
What? Those? Oh, thank heavens, it's contagious.
Well, I do tend to grow on people.
Oh, these blue dots, they're a mystery.
Nah, just high gloss enamel.
Come with me, we'll find a cure. I'll make you rich and famous.
Famous? Well, I get to meet Robin Leach.
And Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, I don't know what's going on.
No?
You know, I never thought I would say this, but thank God for Phil.
Yeah, well, we did it.
Yeah, our secret is still safe.
It was a close call.
Yeah, but think. Somewhere in Wyoming, there may be one of Troy's enemies.
With a half-alien son my age.
Yeah. Kind of frightening thought, isn't it?
Yeah. Wonder if he's cute.
Are you ready for a double dose of summer fun? Well, hang out with the Winslows. First at 6:30, Eddie's band is singing the blues. And then at 7, will the Winslow men swallow their pride? It's a full hour of Family Matters tonight at 6:30 and 7 here on Wave Cool Weekdays. Stay tuned. Savor the Bell is next.
Discovered in space, no one can hear you scream. In 1992, we will discover on Earth, everyone can hear you scream.
In the Australian outback, he's waiting.
Something big scared him away.
Like what?
I don't know. But it was huge. It was as big as a rhino.
Jake Cullen, the obsessed hunter, determined to stop it.
To come to the waterhole to drink.
Jake, get some help. Andy.
No, he's mine.
Animal campaigner? And dumped at the Pet Pack Cannery 8 miles west of here.
The American animal campaigner who got more than the story she bargained for.
Don't rub her up! She wasn't very popular around here.
What'd you do to my wife, Benny?
And the crazed brothers who protected their own secrets at all costs.
You ask too many bloody questions, you know that?
Do you know what happened to her?
Razorbacks.
Carl Winters searching for the answers.
Godless vermin. He's only got 2 states of being. Dangerous or dead.
That boar destroyed his life.
Hey, listen, Bill, you're in the middle of bugger all here, so for Christ's sake, don't go walkabout. We'll never find you. Now, we'll be back in 5 or 6 hours.
Gregory Harrison in his first major motion picture, running for his life.
If you're gonna do it, just bloody do it.
Hello?
Come on, man, shoot me! You finished the kangaroos! Shoot me!
Produced by Hal McElroy from Australia's hottest new director, Russell Mulcahy. Razorback.
He's only got 2 states of being.
Dangerous or dead. Razorback.
New previews dropped this week. Check your local listings for the week it is. This is for September's order book. Oh, man. Order all my stuff. So, hope you guys are still liking Out of This World. So we're going to bring another sci-fi adjacent sitcom. And that is Small Wonder. Man, I really liked this show when I was a kid. Then as I got older, I found it very creepy. Dude builds a robot little girl. You know, and then keeps it hidden from everybody. It sounds really weird. But it didn't age well. I always felt kind of bad for the little girl that played Vicky. Just sort of, kind of, the whole group of the kids and whatnot kind of floundered after this show. But, you know, this is Small Wonder. This is episode 1, and this is Vicky's Homecoming. Enjoy.
She's a small wonder, lovely and bright and soft curves. She's a small wonder, a child unlike other girls. She's a miracle, and I grant you, she'll enchant you at first sight. She's a small wonder, and she'll make your heart take flight. La 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 la. She's fantastic, made of plastic, microchips here and there. She's a small wonder, brings love and laughter everywhere.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Jamie. How was school?
There's got to be more to life than school. Man cannot live by education alone.
Well, why don't you get a little playtime in until dinner?
Who is? I wish I had a brother. I'd even settle for a sister.
Well, maybe one of these days you'll have one.
That's what you keep saying, but I don't think you're really working on it.
Oh, honey, would you get that?
Hi, Jamie. Hi, Harriet.
Jamie, that was rude. That's no way to treat your neighbor.
I'm sorry, Mom, but she deserves it. Harriet's a pill and she's nosy. What a waste of womanhood.
Oh, well, there's your father. You can ask him to play with you. Hi, honey.
Hi, Dad.
Hi.
Uh-oh. I don't think I'll ask Dad to play with me.
I don't think I will either. What happened, Ted?
Well, I told you I was working on that special project at the lab.
Oh, the one you've been working on all those nights?
I didn't even tell my boss about it. Anyway, I decided it was in good enough shape to show it to him today. He wouldn't even discuss it.
Well, what is it? Why wouldn't he discuss it with you?
This.
It's a doll. A great big doll. Gee, Dad, a grown man playing with a doll at work?
Ted, I don't understand. Your company makes electronic gadgets. Those robots that weld cars and fill bottles and stick labels on cans.
That's right.
Well, then why would he be interested in a doll?
Joni, honey, this is not just a doll. It's an experimental VICI.
Give that to me in English.
VICI, that means Voice Input Child Identicant. It means it can be controlled by voice command. It's a computerized robot. And honey, this could be invaluable to society. Like it could teach in the schools or in the hospitals to help in therapy for speech-impaired or handicapped children. There are hundreds of practical uses for it.
Ted, it's a fabulous idea if you can do it.
You know something, Dad?
Yeah, what's that, Jamie?
You better stand back when a doll this size cries and wets.
Honey, this is just too important to give up. Now, I know it would be a big inconvenience, but would you mind if I worked on it?
At home?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
I mean, no, I don't mind.
Oh, yeah, great, great.
In fact, I'd be relieved if you were here at home. I'd know what kind of doll you were working on nights.
Okay, here we go. Blink eyes. That's great. That's great. Wiggle nose. Now for the final touch. Respond to voice command. Open your eyes and stand up. Well, if I do say so myself, you are fantastic.
I'm fantastic.
Joni.
Dinner isn't ready yet.
Dinner?
That thing we do every night at the table that gets all the dishes dirty?
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, honey, I'm much too excited to eat. Now, after all these weeks of patiently waiting, I'd like you both to meet Vicky.
Vicky?
Oh, you're my voice input child identicant. V-I-C-I, I pronounce it Vicky.
Vicky? That's cute.
Come in here, Vicky. Say hello to my family.
Hello to my family.
Oh, Ted, are you putting us on? That's a real kid, right?
No, it's a robot.
Oh, Ted, that's incredible. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Oh, yeah. Get a load of this. What time is it, Vicky?
When you hear the tone, the time will be 5:43 and 20 seconds. Man, that's wild. Looks like a real girl, Dad. And it feels like a girl.
Oh, yeah, it's a new synthetic material they use for artificial limbs. Just like real skin.
And it smells like a girl.
Well, I used some of Mom's perfume. Do you like the way I dressed her, Joni? Oh, and that's real human hair. Do you like it, Joni? I mean, would you rather have a redhead?
No, that's all right. Please, put it back.
So how do you like it?
Ted, I'm lost for words. It's suddenly like having another child in the house.
Yeah, only this time I gave birth. Honey, the real question is, can it be programmed to have human values and emotions? Or even human faults? What a challenge, huh?
Dad, what do we say to her? Do we have to wind her up with a key or something?
No. It's activated by the light. You see, its eyes here are solar cells, and its brain is a data flow system using wafer-scale integration with the data pads hooked into a self-organizing systolic array processor.
That makes sense. Ted, how do we treat her?
Like it was a real child. It responds to any voice command, and I programmed it to know everything and to be able to do everything that a human 10-year-old can do. Well, at least it's supposed to. You have to remember that it's still in the experimental stage.
I'm pleased to meet you. I'm Jamie. I'm pleased to meet you. I'm Vicky. Shake hands. Wow.
Can be used as a tape recorder, too.
Dad, can I keep Vicky in the cabinet with my other toys?
Oh, sure, I guess so.
Oh, Ted, you can't keep a child in a cabinet.
Honey, it's not a child. It's an it. It's a machine. It's an android. Here, look. See? It's an electronic device.
She's got wires inside instead of gizzards.
Joan, you have to keep remembering that it's not real.
It won't be easy.
Boy, this is a blast. I've got my own robot. That way, Vicky.
Now, Jamie, it's not perfected yet. You see what I mean? You gotta watch it every minute.
Vicky, are you okay?
Oh, bumping into the door must have affected the voice mode. Now I'm gonna have to take it all apart and examine the voice circuits.
I can fix it, Dad. I'm okay. Like I fixed the stereo.
Now, I don't want it out of the house, all right? And remember, Harriet's father works at my company, too, so not a word to her about this. I mean, this is what we call top secret, right?
Right. The toppest.
Okay.
Hi, Vicky. Open your eyes. It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. We have to get up early because we've got work to do. Work to do. Come on out. That's my dirty shirt and socks over there. Pick them up and throw them in that laundry basket. And then I'll show you how to make my bed here. I think I've died and gone to heaven. It's my mom and dad's anniversary today. They've been married 11 years. You know what marriage is? Yes, men and women get married and they have babies. Right. Listen, did my dad happen to program you about how they do that? I do not have that information. I can't get it out of him either. Anyway, we're gonna surprise them and serve them breakfast in bed. But first I have to get dressed. Oh, I know you're a robot, but you're a girl one. And I don't even let my mom see me in my underwear. Would you please turn your head? Turn my head. Hey, you learn fast. We're gonna make my folks some eggs. You know what they are? They're in my memory bank, but I've never seen them. Well, this is an egg, see? And you have to be careful that you don't do that. They're very delicate. Delicate. Here, wipe your hands and give it back. Hi. What do you want, Harriet? Who's the new little girl in your house? Little girl? What little girl? The one that got here yesterday. The weird one. You said to give it back. There she is. Oh, you mean this weird little girl. Yeah. I'm Harriet. Who are you? I'm Vicky. Would you believe Vicky here's my sister and she just arrived? No way. It takes 9 months to have a sister. Well, the truth is, Vicky's my cousin. Yeah. And she's leaving today. Boy, that was close. You're not supposed to be here. So if anyone happens to see you and ask you, I'll tell them I'm not here. No, you say you're my cousin. Got it? I'm your cousin. Got it? I really like you, Vicky. You're funny. Funny? You like me? Yeah, but you're too serious. You gotta lighten up, kid. Don't you ever smile? I'm not programmed to smile. Well, then I'll program you to. This is a smile. Got it? Got it. It needs work. I'll get my folks a grapefruit, and you can take all the stuff to them, okay? Okay. It's the first door in the hall on the left. Go in and say, "Good morning, happy anniversary from Jamie and me," and give it to them. Good morning, happy anniversary from Jamie and me, and give it to them. Right, but first I better put some water on for the coffee. It's empty. I'll have to wait till Dad gets up. These bottles are too heavy for me to lift. Okay, get going. Move it, Vicky. Move it. Holy cow! You said to move it. Put it down! Jeez, Jeez, you're strong. I'm a mechanical device. Wow. Wow.
Good morning. Happy anniversary, honey. I said happy anniversary.
Anniversary. Great. Who got married?
Oh, we did. Oh, Ted, you've got to get your mind off your work once in a while.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, honey. Happy anniversary. And thanks for putting up with all this inconvenience.
That's it? That's all I get for 11 years and all this inconvenience?
Well, that was just a sample. Would you like to see the entire line?
Good morning.
I got to program her for better timing.
And to knock before entering. Well, what's all this?
Happy anniversary from Jamie and me, and to give this to you.
Jamie, get in here.
You really did it to me, Vicky. I've been in so much trouble lately, I'll never get out of this room. One more goof and I'll be getting married and raising a family right in here. For your anniversary, I'll serve you breakfast in bed. Thanks a lot. Hey, wait a minute. Mom and Dad's anniversary. If I get them a nice present, maybe they won't be mad at me. Yeah, great idea. I'll go to the store and get them a present. They said to go to your room. Yes, but they didn't say to stay here. So don't give me any back talk. Just remember who's boss here. Me, the Big J. You've got a lot to learn about life, Vicky. You see, in a case like this, you just gotta sneak out. Sneak out? My dad sleeps late on Saturdays, so I'll be back before they get up. Get in your cabinet. See ya. See ya.
I'm sure your parents will like this. That'll be $4.21 with the tax. I'll gift wrap it for you.
Thanks.
Sorry, kids, we gotta take the display down now. You take the clown. I'll take this one. Gee, it smells nice.
Oh, no.
Here's your gift, young man, and your change.
Thanks.
Let's grab a cup of coffee and then we'll finish up.
Vicky, if you can hear me, come to the door and answer me. I can hear you. Listen, we've got a real problem. My computers are capable of solving problems. Well, stick this one in your computer. You're locked in this room. How do you get out? What's your answer, Vicky? That's a real problem. What a dumb robot. I'm not a dumb robot. I will solve the problem. Wow! Wow. Let's get out of here.
Hold it right there. Why did you take Vicky out of the house?
He's the boss, the Big J. We went to the store.
Oh, hello. Hi, Harriet.
Can Vicky come out and play?
Vicky?
Jamie's cousin?
Oh, Jamie's cousin, right. Yeah. No, Harriet, she can't come out just now.
I told my daddy about her.
Oh, what did you tell him?
Wouldn't you like to know?
All right. How did Harriet know about Vicky?
She was snooping around this morning, and I couldn't help it.
So you told her that Vicky was your cousin?
It takes 9 months to have a sister.
I did not program that in. Well, you're just going to have to be more careful, Jamie. All right, now, was anybody at the store suspicious of Vicky? I mean, was there any problem?
No problem. I broke the door down.
What?
Happy anniversary, Dad and Mom. That's why I went out to buy this for you, even though I knew it'd kill me and I was risking my life, but I didn't care because I love you so much.
It was very sweet of you, Jamie. Thank you.
Come on, Vicky.
Well, we can't very well punish him now.
Listen, Vicky, I've had enough of you for one day. You've been a bad robot. You said you liked me? Well, I did this morning. And don't look at me like that. Why'd she have to follow me? I wonder if it's my fault that she did. Maybe I'm being too tough on her. Vicky, can you hear me? I can hear you. You can come out if you want. I can see I'm going to have nothing but trouble with you. Trouble?
She's a small wonder, lovely and bright and soft curves. She's a small wonder, a child unlike other girls. She's a miracle, and I grant you, she'll enchant you at first sight. She's a small wonder, brings love and laughter everywhere.
Beyond our time, beyond our universe, there is a planet besieged by alien invaders, where a young king must rescue his love from the clutches of the beast, or risk the death of his world. A world called Krull.
Arm yourself!
We'll fight together.
To this world have come the Slayers and their overlord, the Beast.
If you consent to be my queen, I will halt the attacks of the Slayers.
Their incredible power has taken the planet by force. Their inhuman savagery has got to be stopped. And these are the ones who must stop it. Thieves.
Let's just kill them and be done with it.
Warriors. Wizards. A changeling.
That rudeness. I think I'll turn you into a goose.
A cyclops.
That's the second time you've saved my life.
A child. A king.
I give fire to water. It will not return, except from the hand of the woman I choose as my wife.
Unlikely allies.
Well, you heard him. We are now an army.
Battling an unbeatable enemy. For the life of the Princess Lissa.
He's too powerful.
And the freedom of the planet Krull. Courage lives in many worlds. But the bravest of all is Krull. A world light years beyond your imagination.
Somewhere between the real and the unreal.
According to the legend, das Teufel Nagetier
cannot be destroyed.
Between the world of daylight and the dark of night.
I am the Bishop of Battle, master of all I survey.
Between the peaceful sleep of dreams and the endless sleep of death lies the realm of nightmares.
Very good, Earthling.
Nightmares. They don't only happen at night. Each summer, one film opens that you've never heard of and that you will never forget. Nightmares is this year's sleeper.
All right. So, I hope you guys like Small Wonder. I'll bring some more episodes. We'll do these kind of sitcom-y, and then we'll go back to the serious stuff, and then we'll go to the horror-esque stuff and whatnot. But it's funny, because I looked it up. Tiffany Brissett was Vicky the Robot. She's realistically only 6 months younger than me, so girl's closing in on 50 now. So, and she didn't do much after... She kind of retired from acting in 1991 after some other, one-shots here and there on other sitcoms. She was on Parker Lewis Can't Lose, which a lot of people do not remember, which I loved, and it was on Tubi and then suddenly disappeared, and I have not been able to finish watching it. So, one of them ones, kid kind of disappeared after a certain point. Man, some kids just get tired of it. It's happening as of today. I mean, one of the kids from the Superman and Lois TV show on the CW just decided to retire for mental reasons. I don't know if I'd want to be that famous and be on a nationally broadcasted show as I'm doing this right now. But, when you have to portray another character all the time, I bet that could get kind of weird. Especially when you're a kid. So... Alright, here we go. We're keeping on going, and we are going back to Nightmare Cafe. I really like this show. People were pointing out how weird the last episode was. I don't know. It's got to be kind of weird. It's made by the guy that did Nightmare on Elm Street. It's got a nightmare, alternate world feel to it and stuff like that, and ghosts and whatnot. So it's going to get a little weird. So, we're going to continue. We're going to bring you episode 4 of Nightmare Cafe. Enjoy.
Touch that remote, and you die. Now that I've got your attention, here's the deal. See those two people? That's Frank, and that's Faye. Strangers when they met. Turns out they've got a lot in common. Both died in the same night. Both ended up in the same body of water. And both took refuge in the same all-night cafe. Me? I run the place. Name's Blackie. Been here from, the beginning. Now, I know I said Frank and Faye were dead, but the cafe needed a new cook and waitress, so it gave them a second chance at life. They do their job, they get to stick around and help unsuspecting customers turn their lives around. Of course, anything can happen to those who wander in. Their worst nightmares or their forbidden dreams. Yeah, it all happens here in this little place we call the Nightmare Cafe. They say there's a million stories in the city. Now here's one. About a guy named Stan. An honest cop who's seen just a little too much. Or maybe not enough. There's one thing he'd never put to rest, you see. A mystery. And a wound. All wrapped together in a single name. A name that will haunt him to his dying day. What would a man like this wish for? A second chance, perhaps? he wish for it if he knew it would shatter everything he's ever known?
Okay?
Get out of here, man!
Hey, calm down. Just take it easy.
I mean it!
Look, I'm a cop, okay? I'm not going to arrest you. I don't give a damn about that car. You're strung out. I know. It's tough.
You don't know squat, man!
I know pain when I see it.
Don't!
Why don't you give me the gun?
Don't move!
Calm down. Just take it easy. We can work this out. I know I can get you some help.
There's no way he could have killed him.
Oh, yeah? What makes you so sure?
Elementary, my dear Watson. Pure logic and keen observation clearly indicates that the murderer is Colonel Mustard. Can we help you?
Yeah. Can a guy get a cup of coffee around here?
Yeah, sure.
Menu?
Yeah, thanks. Maybe a nice thick cheeseburger and fries for your last meal, huh? It's your favorite food, right?
What the hell's going on here?
Elementary, my dear Detective Gates. Pure logic and keen observation clearly indicates that you're about to buy the farm. A primitive clock, if you will, measuring out the time you've got left, Stan. That young punk out there in his Saturday night special, he said it ticking for you. See the bullet? That shiny thing right by your elbow. It's frozen right now, but it's headed straight for your heart. In the time it takes to get there, can you solve the mystery of your life?
This woman has stopped changing her cat box. And it's never been cleaner or fresher. She discovered new Tidy Scoop from Tidy Cat. Tidy Scoop instantly traps waste into tidy scoopable clumps that eliminate germs and odors. And its encapsulated baking soda freshens between scoops. So even if you don't change it, new Tidy Scoop lets you face the world with the cleanest, freshest cat box every day. Also try new Tidy Scoop Multiple Cat with extra hard clumping for extra heavy traffic.
Everybody hates to eat and run. We'd rather take it slow. But the way this life is going, gotta grab your food and go. And when all that running round catches up with you at last, get yourself some Alka-Seltzer and you'll feel better fast.
For acid indigestion or heartburn with headache, nothing's faster or more effective than Alka-Seltzer.
Get yourself some Alka-Seltzer and you'll feel better.
just a matter of time. Monday.
The Night of 1,000 Lamps is back. Starting with an all-new Fresh Prince Blossom Hour.
Whoa!
Then, surprise, it's a special Monday Cheers.
I can't believe it.
And a special Monday Seinfeld.
It's invigorating.
Plus a special Night Court, all on NBC Monday.
Eve is the first creation of artificial intelligence.
She can learn to be human. Where's Eve? You're the brains and the muscle.
I'm the brains and the muscle.
So what am I?
The one that can get killed.
Coming to NBC April 5th, Man and Machine.
I'm in the Twilight Zone, right? Am I dead or what?
You will be, once you walk out that door.
Right, and I'm in the airport to hell, and I'm on standby. I don't believe this. 25 years on the force. I always figured I'd go out big time, right? So what happens? A kid trips, a gun goes off, and here I am. Whatever the hell here is. Well, there goes his life.
His life? You're the one getting shot.
Yeah, but he's the one who's going to have to pay for it.
Okay, Blackie. What's the deal here?
Oh, you disappoint me, big guy. If anyone should know about second chances, it should be you.
What the hell is this?
It seems it's just a blast from the past, Stan. Your past, 15 years ago.
Each other in the same way then.
You got a call in response to a burglary at some big estate? Let's see, I think the name was Benning. Does that sound about right?
I got the call around 9:30. The minute I was in the house, I knew something was wrong. Then I saw Philip Benning out cold by his overturned wheelchair in the study. That's about all I remember clearly. It all happened so fast. It still doesn't make any sense at all. Someone hit me from behind. When I finally came to, the guy I shot should have been at the bottom of the stairs. He wasn't. Charlotte Benning was. Dead. Shot through the heart.
Okay, I don't get it. How'd she end up there?
I've been asking myself that for 15 years. According to the official report, Charlotte Benning is the one I shot. The intruder slugged me from behind while I was at the bottom of the stairs.
So it was an accident. What's the problem?
The problem is I know I shot at a man in black. I can see him standing there. I'd give anything to know what really happened that night. I guess it's a little late now.
Maybe not.
Would you excuse us just for a moment?
What?
Maybe not.
I was just trying to be encouraging. I like him, okay?
Yeah, well, I mean, I like him too.
The guy's gonna die, Frank. I just wish I could help him. know? Where to begin? Right here, I guess.
Crimes past and present. I don't think I've seen your show.
We're not on the air yet. Still looking for interesting stories. It's beautiful.
It's my sister. She was my inspiration. Everything that was good in my life came from her. It's a poor substitute, it's true. But at least I can look at it and feel her spirit is always with me. The one thing you learn with age, Miss Peronovic, is that time heals nothing. It doesn't even dull the pain.
There was a lot of confusion about the night your sister died. I was hoping you could tell me what you remembered.
It's not a subject I talk about very often, and never to strangers who want to turn it into a television show.
Detective Gates insists that he was shot at by a burglar on the top of the stairs. The burglar was dressed in black.
The mind under stress can work magic, Miss Peronovic.
Are you saying that he made it up? That he's hiding something?
I'm saying I'm not sure anyone will ever know what really happened. It was 9:30 that night. I was doing some reading in the library downstairs when suddenly I heard a noise.
Philip, where are you?
The next thing I knew, someone from somewhere struck me. That's all I recall. When I regained consciousness, I found Detective Gates in the foyer, kneeling over my sister. He said the burglar shot at him. He fired back, and someone hit him from behind.
Do you think he was telling the truth?
I think he believed that's what happened, yes. I've learned to live with Charlotte's death, Miss Peronovic. I don't think Detective Gates has. Which would be easier for you to accept? Killing an innocent woman or shooting a phantom dressed in black?
Let me get you that cheeseburger and fries, huh? How about it?
that we have met before and laughed before and loved before, but who knows where of where?
Time's a-moving, Detective. You might notice the bullet is a heartbeat closer to your arm. If you're gonna figure this out, you'd better move fast.
I don't get it. I gotta sit here and watch my own death drilling in on me? What for? Why have I been brought here?
I wish I could tell you, Stan. The rules are different here. I thought that maybe there was something more to all this than what you remembered, but Philip Benning told me the same thing you did.
Except for one thing. I'd say that your interest in Charlotte Benning was a little bit more than professional. Wouldn't you?
Ask anyone who's driven a Ford lately. Like the people from Car and Driver, who've named Taurus SHO one of their 10 best. The people from Motor Trend, who named Explorer the best buy in its class. Or any one of the thousands of people who've made Escort the best-selling small car in America. Have you driven a Ford lately? It's more than just a question. It's an answer.
Hey, Dave, you ought to bring back that chicken cordon bleu sandwich. It's great.
Thanks. We're thinking about it.
Dave, your chicken cordon bleu. Ooh, magnifique. You'll bring it back? Oh, toujours, Dave.
It's back. Wendy's chicken cordon bleu. A whole chicken breast, ham, Swiss, Grey Poupon Dijon mustard, and mayonnaise on a toasted Kaiser bun. There's nothing else like it.
Hey, Dave.
I know. Chicken cordon bleu.
That's great, Dave, but you still need a quart of oil.
My first day of teaching, and I'm out of antiperspirant. So I used my husband's Suave. Was I in the hot seat? But that Suave kept me cool and dry. And when I found out it's less expensive, I switched. I guess you're never too old to learn a new way to save money. My hair is so boring.
Why do you say that?
Your hair. Use some wonderful conditioner or something.
I use Suave.
I'm spending all sorts of money and you like Suave.
Oh, you bet.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Cold Miller Lite, I like it like that.
Miller Lite is the great beer that's less filling. It's everything you want a beer to be.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Cold Miller Lite, it's in that. Come on.
Now you are the magic. You show the world the way it could be. And you are beautiful. We are one. We are one. We are one. We are one.
Team USA is coming to the Summer Olympics on NBC.
Your weekend starts with The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson with Woody Harrelson and comedian Blake Clark. Then on late night, it's The Perfect Stranger, Bronson Pinchot.
I loved Charlie from the minute I met her. I was assigned to the security detail at the Benning estate. The mayor was sucking up photo opportunities at one of these society raises money for the needy kind of things.
It was the kind that Philip was always throwing. Charlie was helping out by playing hostess that night. One of the guests had a little too much to drink. That's the first time I saw her. That's how we met.
Charlotte, why don't we slip off down to the boathouse and get away from these walking corpses?
You can hardly walk yourself.
Don't need to walk to do what I have in mind.
Didn't they teach you manners in that private school you probably went to?
They taught me that hired help should be seen and not heard, if that's what you mean.
Austin, you're so dim.
Do you mind? The lady and I are trying to have polite conversation. Now, where were we?
Where I come from, polite conversation means keeping your hands to yourself.
Why don't you go in and have some coffee, dear? You'll feel a lot better. He's harmless, really. Another moment I was going to dispose of him in the pool.
Maybe I shouldn't have interrupted.
Oh, no. I'm flattered. Can I offer you some champagne?
Champagne?
You know, the bubbly stuff?
No. Thank you. I'm on duty. Detective Stan Gates, serving and protecting.
I'm Charlie. Just serving. You are allowed to eat, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, sure. But this chopped liver and fish eggs, not my idea of real food. Hey, I know this great little hole in the wall over on 5th. Best cheeseburgers in the city. This thick. And the fries, It's, open all night.
Sounds like an invitation.
Charlotte. Charlotte, the mayor and his wife are leaving. They'd like to say goodbye.
Oh, all right, Philip. Officer Gates? The answer's yes.
Excuse me?
Later, burgers and fries.
Burgers and fries, that's how it started. Just happened. Charlie and I never questioned it. There were no rules.
Kind of like this place.
Why didn't you tell us before?
All I've got left of Charlie are memories. They're private and they're mine. In 15 years, I never told anybody. Philip didn't even know. Now, you give me one good reason why I should have told you.
Because you didn't walk through that door here tonight to relive all of this with a bunch of perfect strangers. Now, something is not adding up here, Stan, and we're going to find out why.
Excuse me, I don't remember volunteering to play Professor Plum in the study with a magnifying glass.
Come on, Frank, where's your sense of romance?
The guy hasn't been straight with us. I don't trust him.
Well, I do.
And I suppose you have a plan.
Well, I just thought we'd figure it out as we go.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid you were going to say.
Damn thing's still pulling to the left. So you're sure that it was his gun? Oh, she was shot with Detective Gates' gun, all right. Test fired it 3 times. Rifling was a perfect match. But he said that he shot at a man in black. Yeah, I know. But his gun was only fired once. And we found that bullet. It was in Charlotte Benning's heart. There's no way around it. He didn't mean to. But Stan Gates killed Charlotte Benning.
So, what next, Sherlock?
Maybe we're just not asking the right questions.
Maybe you guys ought to just leave it alone.
Well, it has been 15 years, Stan. We thought maybe you could use some help.
He's a loser. Look at him. Trapped in a web of his own memories. Right, Stan?
Hey, give it a rest, Blackie, huh? Oh, my God, Stan, are you all right?
Hey, easy. It's a reminder, Stan. The clock's still ticking, that's all.
It's just a matter of time now.
You gotta stop the bleeding. I'm all right.
A little short on sensitivity today, aren't we?
Here.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Anybody up for a classic whodunit?
What's the point of seeing this again? I've already seen it in a million nightmares.
Maybe you need a new perspective, a clue for you and the junior detectives there. Let's play back the night of the crime one last time. But this time, let's keep it rolling just a little bit longer.
God, there really was someone in black. But it was Charlotte Benning all along.
This is the crew of America Cubed. 16 brave sailors who sweated and trained for the America's Cup and got here because they earned it. And one who got here because he drinks the right beer. You could be here, riding on America Cube during an actual cup race in San Diego. It's a great time on a fast boat from Coors Light, the beer that won't weigh you down. To win the ride of your life, look for details at this sweepstakes display. America Cubed, the thrill of victory, and you could be there.
Come morning, I need a cereal that wakes me up and gets me going. These are just flakes. Just looking at it makes me want to snooze. Hold on a minute. Simple, wholesome, tastes good. Heavens, yeah. This could put some giddy up in my get along. What do you call it?
Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
Kellogg's Corn Flakes? You got me, didn't you? I hate that.
Taste them again for the first time.
Stay tuned for the next course at the Nightmare Cafe.
Hi, I'm Mary Stuart Masterson, and this is my musical guest, En Vogue. Join us this week on Saturday Night Live.
40 million people will never forget it. Now you can see it all in one night. The big one at a special time, Sunday at 8, 7 Central on NBC.
The latest on the bad weather and the forecast tonight.
Now your gift with any $37 Eternity purchase at Got Chalks.
My last day was 3rd of June. The owner of the company just came in one day, made a quick 5-minute announcement, and he was gone. It was like, you know, part of my life is gone now. Just here today and just wiped out. I had the people from Employees Training Resource guide me through, help me into another field, help me keep my self-esteem, and it's starting to work out for me.
Tonight on 17 Nightside at 11.
People throughout Bakersfield breathing a bit easier tonight. The reason, the so-called Southwest robber has been caught. Weather outside been cool and rainy today. Gary Childress will tell us if it's going to snow in some areas too, and have all the forecasts for your weekend. And Dennis Owens will have all the sports you'll need to know. More coming up tonight on 17 Nightside at 11.
That's why you get the big bucks.
Sure.
I can name that tune.
Just a split second left, Stan. Got any answers?
How could you not remember shooting her?
Because he couldn't accept the fact that he had killed her, so he simply erased the memory.
Faye, the guy's a cop. A detective. Forgetting is not what he does, especially if the dead person is someone he loves.
What difference does it make? I shot her.
Don't forget what's on the other side.
Stan! Stan, it was an accident.
Faye, it's over. I wanted to know what really happened that night. Now I know.
The cafe didn't bring you here just to hurt you. I don't think it was your fault.
My gun fired the bullet that killed her. You're not making sense.
No, I'll tell you what doesn't make any sense. How does a dead woman change her clothes, huh?
Getting warmer.
She's right. You shot someone in black, and when you came to, she was in a white negligee.
Why would Charlotte be dressed in black?
You two having a lover's spat, maybe?
You're saying that Charlotte was trying to kill me? That's crazy. We loved each other. Besides, somebody hit me from behind.
Maybe she wasn't as innocent as she seemed. Maybe she was seeing someone else. Maybe not.
How could she have changed from one set of clothes to another?
Right, doesn't make any sense.
That's why they call them mysteries.
Stan, you wanted to know the truth. Well, if you walk out that door, you'll never know the truth. Can you live with that?
More important, can you die with that?
This is like one big game of Clue. But there's one card missing. Colonel Mustard with the candlesticks. In the... Something's missing. I just wish I knew where it was.
They? I wish I was with her.
I guess I can get used to this.
Forget it. This time you just gotta stick around, Frank. There's other things to be taken care of in the past.
So what am I supposed to do? Sit around feeling sorry for myself while everybody else does my job for me?
Well, it's worked so far.
Hey, look, pal, I'm getting a little tired of these witty comebacks.
I was just trying to provoke you.
Yeah, well, it's working.
Yeah, I've had plenty of practice.
Just ignore him.
I just wish I could get out of here for a few minutes. Time is running out.
Well, that's a good idea, Stan. Why don't we go on into the kitchen and see what we can cook up? You, keep your eye on Faye. Not bad, Frank.
Oh, great. This is the last place I want to be.
No, you're not in a place, Stan. You're in your memory.
You mean my nightmare?
This is your second chance, Stan.
No. This is my last chance.
Stan. This is your chance to learn the truth. Keep your eyes open.
What's going on?
This is where I got conked on the head.
When you came to, what'd you see?
I remember feeling this shooting pain in my head. Then a noise. A crackling sound, fire.
Then what?
The first thing I remember was
The wheelchair and Philip's body on the ground. Everything was just like it was when I came in.
Except what, Stan? Stop remembering and start looking. What do you see?
Something about his shoes. His shoes? They're scuffed.
So what? Everybody's shoes get scuffed.
Yeah, if you can walk. What is this, some kind of sick joke?
Blackie? Where the hell is Faye?
Looking for inspiration?
Faye, get out of there.
It was you. You just made it look like Stan Gates shot your sister.
Investigative journalism at its finest.
How'd you do it, Benny? How'd you work it out?
I'm afraid, Miss Peronovic, that's one unsolved mystery that's never going to make prime time.
Oh, darn. I wish I was back in the cafe.
I wish she was back in the cafe.
Blackie, do something. She's an amateur. She can't handle this guy. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, it's your show from here on. Besides, as a detective, our Faisy is all wet. Don't you just love a good cliffhanger?
Beer drinkers across America are discovering that the lunch hour now begins at 12 o'clock sharps. Miller Sharps. Brewed like a beer, but without all the alcohol. Imagine that. The crisp, refreshing taste of beer anytime, including chow time.
Last week at the Lake Edna KFC, there were two incredible occurrences. One was the long-awaited introduction of new skin-free crispy chicken. People were astonished that skin-free chicken could be so crispy and juicy, astounded over the deep marinated taste. And the UFO was interesting, too. Get 3 great kinds of chicken, including new skin-free crispy in a variety bucket, just $9.99. The juiciest deal in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
My hair's driving me nuts.
What do you mean?
I mean, I finally get it where I want it, and 10 minutes later...
I know. Poof, it's gone.
Stop. Your hair always stays so nice.
No.
Well, what do you use? Just, Suave Spritz. Suave? Uh-huh. Here I am buying the most expensive ones.
So snap out of it.
I think I should. Suave, right? Right. That's great.
Suave. When you know beautiful hair doesn't have to cost a fortune.
Your life was programmed at the factory for continuous play. proper care and maintenance, your life will provide a lifetime of enjoyment. Expose your life to moisture, direct sunlight, and extreme temperatures. Always maintain adequate ventilation. Results may vary according to individual use. Use only factory-authorized accessories. Get in gear.
No better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Speed Stick. It's 110% protection against wetness and odor that lasts all day.
Lady Speed Stick protects you like a man, treats you like a woman.
No better way to face the day. No better way to face the day. No better way to face the day.
Powerful protection for both of you.
A spectacular gathering on ice.
With America's Brian Boitano and Scott Hamilton.
The World Professional Figure Skating Championships.
Sunday.
What happened to... Faye?
Oh, there you are. Enjoy your trip?
Are you okay?
Sure. I love falling into ice-cold swimming pools in the middle of the night, chased by mad killers.
Sorry. It's the first thing I could think of.
Yeah, well, next time think of something warm, like a limo. Guys, Benning can walk.
We know.
You know?
Yeah, Stan and I took a little trip down memory lane, right back to the night that Charlotte was murdered. For a guy in a wheelchair, Benning had a lot of miles on his shoes.
Wait a minute. You were in that house and you didn't try to help me? I'm gonna kill you.
Take a number. No, we couldn't have helped you, Faye. See, we were in the same house, but it was 15 years before you.
Company.
Oh, I can't wait to get my hands on that jerk.
Me first.
No. He's mine.
Excuse me, I'm looking for a miss. What are you doing here?
Waiting for a killer.
Really? I hope he doesn't disappoint you.
Oh, you won't.
Isn't this where I'm supposed to say, are you accusing me of something?
How about murder for a start?
In a way, I always hoped you'd figure it out.
Why'd you do it?
Because I loved her.
So did I.
No, you don't get it. I really loved her. Since the moment I understood what the word meant. Do you like it?
It's beautiful.
It pales by comparison.
Philip, don't.
I can't help it, Charlotte. You're so beautiful. You're like a goddess. I need you, Charlotte.
No!
Charlotte! Charlotte! Charlotte, I need you!
From that moment on, she was mine. My disability became a convenient means to control Charlotte with guilt and keep her with me forever. At least that's what I thought. Until you showed up.
You were smiling then, but I can't remember where or when. Some things
I had to do something. I couldn't allow you to take her away from me. Then it came to me. Find an identical gun and substitute it with yours.
And
And then fake a burglary.
Stan? Someone's trying to break into the house. I can't find Philip. Okay, hurry, please.
I knew she'd call you, and that you'd come running. Then I'd have you.
Philip?
Unfortunately for Charlotte, I neglected to tell her that I'd recovered from my injuries. The final touch. An unusually imaginative one, I thought. A mannequin dressed in my clothes and laid out by my fallen wheelchair to afford me the perfect alibi. Dummy for dummy. You bought it hook, line, and sinker. And that allowed me to be upstairs in position to draw your fire, which proved amazingly easy to do. The gun I switched with yours was loaded with blanks, of course. The moment you fired, I dropped Charlotte's body over the railing and simply stepped back into the shadows. All I had to do then was sneak down the back stairs. I knew your shock at seeing what you'd find would make a child's play to get behind you. From there, it was a simple matter to change your clothes and switch back the guns. Now you know. Maybe I should have told you years ago. You wouldn't have been able to prove any of it, and your pathetic pain would have been my extreme pleasure. Oh well. There are no second chances, are there?
Give me one good reason why I shouldn't kill you right now.
How's this?
You know how many punks have pointed guns at me in 25 years, Benny? Punk's a lot more dangerous than a sick weirdo like you.
You stay away from me, Gates. I'll have no trouble pulling this trigger.
Shoot a cop, Benny? Doesn't sound very smart. But let's say you want to be stupid and try it. It doesn't matter, you see. I'm already dead. Check it out, Phil. Some two-bit punk beat you to the punch. Ooh, this could get interesting.
Don't do it, Gates. It's cold-blooded murder.
It doesn't matter. I don't have a future to worry about anymore. You're just a bill I gotta pay before I check out.
Stan, don't!
Too late, Faye.
Don't do it, Stan.
Go ahead. He earned it.
Stan, this isn't about him. It's about you. Who you are. How you lived your life. You really wanted to end like this?
Oh, Mr. Benning. May we offer you a ride home? Everything's okay, Faye. Everything's okay now.
Of course, every man has his own truth. For a young man lost in drugs and violence, the truth was that the whole course his life had taken was wrong. That there was nothing more important than running in the opposite direction as fast as his legs would carry him. For Philip Benning, the truth is in the art he left behind. In the years after his mysterious disappearance, most of it will be lost to obscurity. But one work will bring him notoriety and a dark nook in the art world he so desperately wanted to join. His final and most passionate piece, dubbed by those who would discover it as the final scream.
Order up. Medium, no onion.
Right this way.
Like this before. We looked at each other in the same way then, but I can't remember where or when. The clothes you're wearing are the clothes you wore. The smile you are smiling, you were smiling then, but I can't remember where or when.
But maybe the final truth lies in an old saying: those that love, love forever. And for those few that believe that, there's a place set aside. A place for one last dance. After the music has ended, a place called the Nightmare Cafe.
There's one moisturizing lotion that promises you soft, supple skin and something else as well. A healthy, natural-looking copper tone tan without the sun. Introducing Copper Tone Sunless Tanning Extra Moisturizing Lotion with vitamin E and aloe. For a tan that feels as good as it looks.
I'm no stranger to great spaghetti, so it would take a pretty amazing sauce to surprise me. But Healthy Choice just did. This new spaghetti sauce has my kind of taste, with no added oil. That's why a healthy choice is 90% less fat than the leading brand. Less sodium, too. The taste? It's a thick, hearty sauce made from vine-ripened tomatoes and real Italian herbs and spices. Now that works for me. With Healthy Choice, the choice is yours.
Coming up next on 17 Nightside, the White House doles out a major setback to the pro-life movement.
The string of robberies around town may have come to an end.
And the sky opens up and vents its wrath on the Golden Empire. Tonight, 17 Nightside is next.
On the next Nightmare Cafe,
I'm afraid he doesn't have much longer.
you don't have to be afraid.
Can't you stop this?
A young life gives way to death. No! Until a bizarre twist of fate. Take a chance, kid.
The place is magical, remember?
Traps his soul between heaven and earth.
Can't you feel him in this room?
Coming next Friday.
I gotta go.
To Nightmare Cafe.
Saturday, Olympic gold medalist Bonnie Blair and world record holder Dan Jansen lead the way for America at the World Speed Skating Championships. Plus, the NBC Golf Tour makes a stop in Florida for the Nestle Invitational. Saturday on NBC Sports.
Hi, I'm Mary Stuart Masterson, and this is my musical guest, En Vogue. Join us this week on Saturday Night Live.
The future is now. Man and Machine on NBC.
Hey, I hope you're still liking Nightmare Cafe because we feel like I got 2 more episodes. So I think I'm just going to run them out. So next week will be episode 5 and then 6 and then that's the end. That's all she wrote. Went away because of the writer's strike. Never came back. That's sad. A writer's strike has hurt a lot of people. I mean, it killed the second season of Heroes. Because there was a writer's strike then. There's some other shows that, man, they did not survive the writer's strike or they were completely retooled during a writer's strike. And this was one of them. Just went away and never came back. So, unfortunate. And this dropped 30 years ago. 30 years ago we got Nightmare Cafe. So, the best part about Nightmare Cafe is we got 6 episodes of Robert Englund. And you can't go wrong with Robert Englund. I mean, he was even great in, if you're watching Stranger Things, I don't want to give too much away, but he does appear. If you have not seen that, I gave you several months. You should have watched it by now. Just saying. So, we're going to let you guys go for this evening. And have you back for tomorrow morning. So I'm going to let you guys chill, crash. Have you guys back in like 9 hours maybe. So, alright. Here we go. Remember, watch Group Therapy TV podcast. Some of the best interviews in horror, sci-fi, horror hosts. Musicians, you name it. If I can get an interview with them, I will interview them because it's fun and I enjoy it. At 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on Mondays, SciFridays, which you're watching right now, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday. Saturday morning serials every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are now going to be on the Monster Channel. Not SciFridays. Saturday morning serials will be on the Monster Channel. You can find that on Roku. You can find that streaming online, and that will be on Saturday mornings too. So you can watch us there. You can watch us here. You can watch us everywhere. You can also check out the Group Therapy TV podcast, available on Podbean, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. You name it, we are there. But that's only the podcast version, not the video version. And we got upcoming conventions at the Haunted Screams Expo, September 17th and 18th. I will be briefly September 9th at Horror Hound in Sharonville, Ohio. Probably just there to say hi, hang out with some horror hosts and do some other cool stuff. Also, the return of PicWaCon, November 13th at the Miami Valley Center Mall. Also, currently got my Patreon up. It will be running soon. We're having a couple issues with it. I don't know why. We're currently working on merch. Still, I will hopefully have merch by September and all kinds of cool stuff. And I think that is all I need to tell you guys about. So I will take my leave and let you guys go, because I will see you shortly. And also, if you guys know how to... anybody know anything about parallel universes, let me know. I think I made a horrible, horrible mistake. Doesn't look that bad yet, but we'll deal with it as it comes. So, take care. I'll see you all there.